Very good morning, everyone. So, we will wait for 1 to 2 minutes, then we will start our session. Let's start with our session. So, yesterday we will discuss about uh, the characteristics curve for the tracking mode and the whole mode for the sample and the whole circuit, right? So what will be the different operational condition for considering the sample and the whole circuit, and also we will discuss under the data distribution, data acquisition, and the data conversion system. So what are the different a to analog to digital circuit that will available and that we will use, that thing we will discuss in the previous lecture. That means we are using the four different type of a to D converters, okay, that are available in the market, which will be the first one is your successive approximation type of a to D converters, integrating type a to D converters, counter type a to D converters, and the parallel type. Whereas we can also say that the successive approximation type of A to D converter is having a faster operation, and as well as it's a most sufficient faster speed, so that we can use this successive approximation type of A to D converter in our day-to-day life, right? So apart from successive approximation type of A to D converter, we are having a integrating type and the counter type. These two A to D converter having a lower speed. Okay, so that we will slightly, or we have a small values of integrating type A to D converter and the counter type, and the parallel type, the last one. A to D converter is the operational mode should be the moderate type. That means neither it should be very much faster, or not it should be very much slower. Okay, so there should be the moderate. So we can use the parallel type of A to D converters also. So each of this particular four converters having some advantages and some disadvantages also. Each and every analog to digital converter, whatever the converter we are using. Okay, so in a practical application, we can say that the conversion speed, accuracy, the size, and the cost, that will be the main factor to the considering and choosing the A to D converter. That means whenever we have to use the A to D converter, we have to choose the converter in a such a way that we have a greater values of the speed. That means we have a greater values of the accuracy. We have a greater values of the cost. That means we have to minimize the cost. Okay, so that the process cost will be, the total process cost will be minimized, right? So accordingly we will choose what are the types of A to D converter we are using inside the process, right? So if we can consider we have a greater accuracy, if we will get the greater accuracy, if we want the greater accuracy, then what we will choose? Suppose we are choosing the first one, the successive approximation type, because the operational mode of the successive approximation type of A to D converter having a faster operation rather than the other three A to D converters. Okay, so that means, for example, greater accuracy means the number of bits in the output signal that must be increase in nature, right? Okay, so that is the thing, right? So now we will discuss, we will draw the schematic diagram for the four different type of A to D converter. What will be the basic representation? Okay, so that thing we will discuss, right? Yes. So now we will strictly go to the share section, so that you will able to understand what will be the successive approximation type of A to D converter. Mainly we will use the successive approximation type of A to D converter, because these have a much faster operation. So in this particular module, we will only discuss the schematic diagram for the successive approximation type rather than the other three types of A to D converters, right? Okay, so we will share my screen. So is my screen is visible, Rahul?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay, okay, fine. Fine. So yesterday we will discuss this thing, right? So how the inside the A to D conversion process, what will be the different operational mode that will be inside the A to D converter? That means A to D conversion process. We are considering the sampling, the quantizing, and the coding, right? And in case of a sample and the hold operation, the whole control should be under the clock pulse or the periodic clock pulse, right? So we will also discuss the characteristics of an SH sample and the whole circuit using this particular characteristic scarf, and we are also considering the three different type of A to D converters. All right. So now we will discuss about the first of one, the successive approximation type of converters, right? So first we have to discuss the Yes. So we have to discuss about the successive approximation type of the schematic diagram. Schematic diagram for successive 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 approximation type of A to D converters, right? So what will be the diagram? First we will have to draw these things, then I will discuss. So here we have a D2A converter supposed to be. Here we have a D2D converter block, right? So this will be my input that will comes, which will be the analog reference input, okay, which will be come from where? Comes from the analog reference input will be comes from SNH circuit, right? Obviously, SNH block, right? Now we have is supposed to be connected this A to D converter that is connected with the comparator, we can say minus plus. This will be my analog input. This one is actually, and here we are connecting a successive approximation type register, right? And in this register we have considering the clock pulse, that clock pulse will be stored, okay. So here the input should be my clock. We are connecting a clock pulse, that clock that will generate my pulse, right? Okay, so then we have to connect this thing. We have a three combinational input, we have connect, okay. And for considering we have enlarged this portion, right, so that we will able to see. Okay, so here must have some inputs. Yes, so this is actually my digital output that will be entered into the process, okay. So that will be, this is actually my schematic representation of a successive approximation type A to D conversion process, where we are using one comparator, right? We are using the D2A converter, okay. So main D2A converter blocks, right? So and we are also using the register, which will be also be known as a successive approximation type of register, although we are using, so as we are using the successive approximation type of register in this particular schematic diagram, so that is why it should be named as a successive approximation type of A to D converter, because this particular block is actually, this particular blocks will be depends upon this particular register, okay. Successive approximation type of registers, right? So so for the conversion process from the analog to digital conversion, that is used as a part of their feedback loops, okay. So this is actually the closed loop, we can say, okay. So the operational mode should be the in a closed loop process. So the successive approximation type of A to D converter is much faster than the counter type of okay, as we can told that. And it is one of the most frequently we will use in any such kind of a process, this type of converters, as because this particular converters having a very faster in operational mode. Right. So in this particular cases, what we will see, so what will be the principle of operation of this A to D converter? The principal operation of this type of A to D converter is that, so we are considering one successive approximation type of register, okay, that will first turn on the most significant bit. Most significant bit means I already told you the MSB and LSB, right? So this register that will considered for the first turn for the most significant bit, that means half the most significant bit means half of LSB, right? So as I will told you in the very previous lecture, so what is actually MSB actually what? MSB is a most significant bit, right? It's a uh, most significant bit, and LSB is my least significant bit, bit, right? So in this particular approximation type of process, we will only consider the successive approximation type of register. Also, it can be showed as a short form of SAR, we can say. Okay, that approximation type of register will be first turn of the most significant bit. Okay, and it will compares it with the analog input using the comparator. Okay, so whatever the analog input that will comes from through the comparator and as well as the D2A converter, so there will be the two different type of signal that will become across this comparator. So what will be the function of this particular SAR? The function of this particular SAR, it will compare the input, okay, to the output using a comparator. So what we can say, that the successive approximation type of register, it will first turn on the most significant bit, okay, most significant bit, and it will compare it with the analog input. Okay, so what will be my most significant bit, and whatever the input, that will compared by the successive approximation type of register using this particular comparator, right? So the comparator device, so what will be the function of the comparator device? The comparator device, whether it should be leave the bit or it should be turn it off. Okay, so whenever they are supposed to be, we are not considering the comparators, we will be directly connected, then what happen, we cannot differentiate the analog input and my most significant bit. Okay, so that is why, that is the reason where there will be some error that will come in the feedback path. Okay, so as we are using the comparator, so this particular register that will compare the two signals, which will be come from the analog input, which will be comes across the comparator, and the most significant bit MSB. Okay, that two signals that we will compared by the successive approximation type of register through the comparator. Okay, so we can say if the analog input voltage, so whatever the input, so this particular analog input, if it is increased, okay, so if the analog input which will be come across the comparator, okay, if it is larger or it should be increased, the most significant bit is set on the next step. Okay, so the most significant bit which will be come across this D2A converter. So here we are considering the MSB, right? So MSB, the most significant bit will become across this particular comparator. So we have to compare this to analog input. Suppose this particular input, whatever the input that will come across this, if it will be considered as a larger, then we can say that then we can say that the most significant bit is set on. Okay, obviously it should be set it on, and the next step it will turn at a bit 2, and it will compare the analog input voltage at a 3/4 of the maximum. Okay, so what is actually happen that in this case, so there will be the two different type of signals that will be come across this one. The MSB will be comes from the D2A converters, right? Okay, so D2A converters, and the analog input that the analog input that will come across this particular comparator using this particular comparator. So using this particular register, we have to differentiate this two input, differentiate to do input, and if the analog input that will be greater than this MSB, then we can say that this will be MSB under in a offset condition. Offset condition means then we will consider only the greater analog input as a input of the successive approximation type of register, okay, depending upon whatever the clock pulse that we are getting, whatever the clock pulse that we will input to the successive approximation type of registers, right? So in such a process, we can say, in such a process, so there may be n number of bits. Okay, so there may be the n number of bits that will be employed in this particular conversion process. So we are considering only the single analog input, so there must have a n number of input. So the n number of bits, okay, n number of bits means the n number of paths, the number of paths. Okay, so the n number of bits, we can say that the n number of bits that will be employed determining the accuracy of a conversion process. So if we are increase the analog input, that means we have given the more accurate process inside the D2A converter. That means D2A conversion process will be most significantly operated inside the process if we will increase the values of the analog input and we are increase the n number of analog input rather than using the single input channels, because it may happen that some of the input channel is may not working. So due to this particular operational condition, so there must have some error signal that will be entered inside the process. So okay, so if the error signal that will be entered into the process through the D2A converter, right? So what happened, there will have some error in the A to D converter. So what should be the error for the D2A converters, right? So error should be actually the analog to digital signal converters that will differ from the ideal signal converter. So whenever the D2A converter is ideal means there will be the no signals, input signals which will be come from the SNH center. So whenever this particular converter are in a ideal condition, is in a ideal condition, that means there will be the no input that will be come across this D2A converter. So for that cases we will say that there must have some error that will be generated due to this ideal condition. Okay, so whenever it should not be in an ideal condition, then there must have some input that will be come across. So obviously it should be the digital number. Okay, there must have a digital number, right? So there must have a n number of digital number that will be entered into the comparator. Okay, so most significant bit, as we can say that supposed to be this is 1, this is 0, this is 1, this is 0, this is 0. So this portion will be, and this supposed to be this is 1. Okay, so this particular section will be your most significant bit and this will be your LSB least significant bit, as we controlled in the previous lecture. So here it will become as a 1, supposed to be if the analog input will be greater than 1. So that cases we will compare these two particular input and we will offset this particular MSB having a greater values of my analog input, and it will operate whatever the process will be goes inside the register depending upon what my clock pulse is, right? So depending upon my clock pulse we have getting the digital output, right? So there must have a n number of digital output, supposed to be this is n1, supposed to be this is n2, this is n3, n4, n5, n4. So this will be the n number of digital input that will be entered inside the process. So it may happen whenever we are considering the several digital inputs, it may happen there in one channel in some of the digital input having some error signal that will be generated by the D2A converter whenever the D2A converter is under the ideal process. Okay, so whenever it should be acting, so there may have a less chances for generating the error signals, right? So in such a cases we have considering the offset error. Okay, so offset error that will comes across this particular path. right? So the offset error we can say, so what are the different error that will generate due to this particular process? So when we can say, when keep remind these things always, when D2A converter is under is under is under ideal condition. So what will be the different error that will be come across this particular process? There must have a offset error. So these are the error that will come. Okay. So there must have a linearity error. Okay. And there must have a gain error. So three different type of error which will be also termed as A to D converter errors. Okay. Or we can say that the error in A to D converters. Right. So these are the errors that will be caused due to the ideal condition of the D2A converters, right? So this kind of error it may happen, and that if the if D2A converter is under the ideal condition, so what happened that, okay, so what happened that the characteristics of which we can say, the characteristics curve that will be in a non-linearity position. That means if some error signal that will be entered into the process, we will see that this such kind of error that will be generated. So there will be some abrupt characteristics behavior we can see inside the process. So what will be my characteristics curve during several error will be occurred inside the process? The error should be my offset error. So in case of an offset error, what will be my characteristics curve during the process? In the linearity error, what will be my error that will comes? And in the gain error, when this particular error that will come, so what will be my characteristics curve? That thing we have to discuss, right? So if we will consider these three different type of errors, if I draw the curve, so error for the A to D converter, if the offset error is come, supposed to be, if the offset error is introduced due to the ideal condition of the A to D converters, so supposed to be, my error will become like this. The characteristics curve it should be like this. Okay, so here supposed to be we are putting 0, uh, and we can say that half of fs, and this will be my supposed to be the full fs. This means full scale rate actually, right? Offset error. So supposed to be this point we can say this will be 000. That means digital input. Okay, so this will be supposed to be 100, and this is supposed to be 111. Okay, so that will be, we are assuming these things. Okay, it may happen there will be the changes of the digital input. Okay, supposed to be this will be considered as a my MSB, right, most significant bit, and that should be considered as my analog input, right? If it will be increased, depending upon that we will consider the characteristics. So if the converter is under ideal condition, sorry, ideal condition, then what is happen is, suppose this will be, yes, this one parallel to this particular line, right? So this will be my called as a offset error. Okay, okay, that is occurred due to the ideal condition of my A to D converter. Okay, so the if number B, if the linearity error is considered, so this you will consider in case of an offset error, there must have we may not consider the linearity, because there this particular curve you can say that it should be the linear condition, it should be the linear curve according to the my equation of a straight line, equation of the linearity. So equation of the straight line will be signified the linearity of the particular curve whenever my offset error will come. Okay, so in this particular case, the linearity means it should be follow the equation of a straight line, right? So when the equation of a straight line is actually what? कोई बता पाएगा equation of a straight line is what? Anyone? Anjali? Yes, Anjali? Hello?
Yes, sir.
हाँ, the equation of a straight line का क्या है? Equation क्या है straight line का? Using the linearity of this particular curve. This is the straight line equation, na? So,
Sir, why refer to option C?
हाँ हाँ. So, in case of a linearity, we will consider that should be considered as the equation of a straight line. That means y is equal to mx plus c, right? यही ना था ना equation of a straight line.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, in case of a if there must have a linearity error, if we will consider the linearity error, if we will consider the linearity error, then what happened? Linearity means it will obsolete the linearity. That means there should not have a straight line we will consider. So in such a cases, what will be my scenario of my characteristic curve? Supposed to be this is 0. This is again half of s, full scale rate of my analog input, and that should be the same thing 000, 100, and 111. Okay, so this should be considered as my linear equation. If the linearity will be occurred, then what happened? We will cannot get the straight line equation. That means it will not satisfy my straight line. So for that cases, my linearity error characteristic curve, it should be like this, it should be like this, right? Okay, so this will be the characteristic curve for the linearity error due to the ideal condition of my A to D converter, right? So this will be the non-linear. Okay, so in this particular case, what we will see, this will be my characteristic curve when in the process there will be a linearity error, it will be occurred inside the process. Okay, and in case of a we can say if in case of a gain error, so what we will observe in case of a gain error, the same thing, half of fs, this will be my full scale input error, 000, 100, and supposed to be 111. Okay, so this will be my MSB, same as. Okay, so my linearity equation should be fixed. Okay, suppose this will be the initial state whenever my A to D converter under the operational condition, not in ideal condition. So that will be follow the linearity equation. So if it will be in ideal condition, then what happen? If any such kind of gain error will be occurred, then that means this particular operational mode, it will gain some error. Okay, that will gain some error means what? Gain some error means it will be considered as a like this, it should be gain some error. So the line should be like this, it should considering the linearity, but it should gain something. Okay, so that should be the gain, right? Having a angle of supposed to be the theta. Okay, so the gain margin we will consider, the gain margin हम लोग पढ़े थे ना कंट्रोल सिस्टम वन में, गेन मार्जिन फेज मार्जिन, राइट जियाउल? गेन मार्जिन पढ़े थे ना, गेन मार्जिन फेज मार्जिन.
Yes.
Okay, so there must have a gain margin that will occur due to this particular process. Okay, so this will be the gain of my particular error if the converter D2A converter is under the ideal mode, right? Is under the ideal mode, so that will be my gain of operation. That will be my gain during the operation. And if we will consider the angle between the linearity and the gain, it should be theta. So that theta it will be considered as a gain margin. We will consider, right? So keep remind these things always as the number of bit. So, okay, so this will be my number of bits, right? So there must have a n number of bits that we are considering. So supposed to be again here that should be 110. Again we will consider 001 like that. Okay. So keep remind these things as the number of bit that will increase the range of the registers value. Registers means what? The successive approximation type of registers. This one, the register's value, okay, becomes larger and consequently the accuracy become very much poor. ठीक है, इसमें क्या है, if we have a n number of bit value, ठीक है, तो उसमें क्या है, we have getting the more error, right? So if we are getting the more error whenever the D2A converter is on an ideal condition, then what happen if the error will become inside the process, then the accuracy of the process will be very much poor. Okay, so for greater accuracy of any system or any process, we can consider a lower values of MSB. Okay, most significantly, right? So we are considering the few number of bits so that there must have a few number of error that will be entered inside the process. Okay, because already inside the process we have a several disturbances, right? So if the error will come, then there the process will be considering as a abrupt condition. That means the output that we will gain from the process side, they have must have some error signal that will be generated, and that error signal is again goes to the through the feedback path, it will be again goes to the process, again goes to the process, and again this particular cycle will be goes on in a continuous manner, so that we have to try to minimize the error so that the process dynamics should be in a accurate manner, so that we have all these errors that should be minimized. So minimize this all error, we have to consider the minimum values of my bits, okay, so that we can check the dynamics. Okay, we can check the dynamics and the accuracy of the process inside the process. Okay, so is it clear? Is it
Yes, sir.
okay? Fine. So is there any question? So because I have to stop because already it's 10:43. You have another class. So if you have any confusion, tell me. Okay. So this will be the end of the module one, right? So I will little bit discuss about the conclusion part. Okay, so what the conclusion part that we will discuss. Okay, so 10-15 minutes is required. So next class I will discuss the conclusion part. Okay, what will be there in the module one and what we will taught in throughout this lecture. So that will be the end of the session. Okay, and then the session of only the module one actually, right? So if you have any questions, so tell me, because from the module one you have a maximum question you are getting from the internet, right? Okay, so Akshay, Akshay is there or not? Akshay Prajapati. Ha, do you have any query regarding module 2? Sorry, module 1? Akshay, yes, tell me. There is no query. Deepak, Deepak
Yes,
Yadav,
sir.
do you have any query?
No, sir.
Okay, okay. Pooja, Pooja Sharma, पूजा, तुम्हारा आवाज नहीं आ रहा है. शिवम, हाँ, अभी आवाज आया पूछो. Okay, बोलो. Do you have any question?
No, sir.
Okay, fine. Shivam is there. Okay. Do you have any question regarding this?
No, sir.
Okay, fine. So you do follow in the LMS portal. So whatever I taught, I already uploaded in the LMS portal. Okay. So I think whatever we will taught up to 20, that will be is in your syllabus. That means there will be in your first internal, there must have some few parts that will be also in the internal in module 2. That is Z transformation, right? And the full module of module 1. That will be your syllabus for the first internal, right? Okay, so in the next week we will discuss the jet transformation. So before starting the jet transformation, I told you that you need to incorporate the jet transformation formula from the mathematical book. Okay, so that you will able to understand whatever the derivation and what will be the equation that will, because it's may not possible ki every time I will elaborate my equations. Okay, so you have to understand what the formula for the jet transformation. We are directly applied the jet transformation formula to a particular equation. Okay, so that if you are not understand, that will be very much difficult. Okay, because from the jet transformation part we have directly go into the jet transformation application, right? So there will be the application area. So we directly derive some equation using the Laplace transformation and the jet transformation, right? So you need to understand before starting the jet transformation and the Laplace transformation, we need to follow the mathematical book for the different operational mode. Okay, using the jet transformation. That means some formula is there, a big chart is there. Okay, I will share the chart in the LMS portal. We will check from the mathematical book. Okay. Okay, so I think we will stop the session for today. We will again meet in the next week. Thank you. So you leave the room, everyone. Rahul and Shubham, leave the room.